This video will demonstrate how to create an Energy Plus energy model using the Modelkit framework developed by Big Ladder Software. So to start, if you go to bigladdersoftware.com and scroll down to the project section, you can click on Modelkit params and then download the latest version of Modelkit. So I'm going to be demoing the Windows version in this video. Then you'll also need to download and install Energy Plus 8.9, which can be found on the Energy Plus GitHub page. After you install Modelkit, if we go to Documents, there should be a folder called Modelkit Catalyst, and inside that there's some templates, which we'll come back to, and a folder called Examples, and there's a simple project in there which we'll be using for this demonstration. If we go into the templates folder, there should be a geometry, location, outputs, debug, and a root file. So if we just take a look at the geometry, we can open that in SketchUp. We can look at that geometry using either the Euclid extension or the OpenStudio extension. This is the Euclid extension that I'm going to use here. We can open the geometry.pxt file, and you'll get some errors saying that it's missing the building object and site location, but you'll see later how we add those back in. I just wanted to show the basic the geometry that we'll be using for this model. It's a 3-zone model. There's zone A, zone B, and zone C, and then there's this building shade right here. So going back to our simple project folder in the Modelkit templates, we already took a look at the geometry. The location.pxt is the location objects in Energy Plus. So for this example project, it's in Chicago O'Hare with the sizing period design day objects. This should look familiar if you're familiar with Energy Plus. It's got outputs-debug, which just has some output variables, and the main file is this root.pxt. So this root file is kind of like a Ruby script file that tells Modelkit which templates and which parameters to substitute in to create this Energy Plus model. So we're not going to go through this in detail now, but we'll come back and actually create a root file from scratch. But just want to show you how to create this example project as quickly as possible. So if we go back a few levels here in the Modelkit folder, the one change that we do need to make is in this modelkit-config file. You might have to enable or show hidden files in order to see this file, but it should be in the Modelkit folder. And if we open that up, this simple project, example project, creates an Energy Plus 8.9 energy model, and unfortunately this Modelkit config file that comes with the Modelkit software right now, it's pointing to the Energy Plus 8.8 engine, so we just have to change that to 8.9. And if your Energy Plus is installed to some other location, just type in the path that your Energy Plus 8.9 is installed to right there, and then save that. And now if we go to the bin folder, we can just double click on composeall.bat, and this is a batch file that runs some Modelkit commands and creates 4 files called instance.idf, and show you where those are in the Modelkit folder. In the runs folder, it created these 4 folders. There's a baseline with our IDF file, north axis, Windows Better, and Windows Best. So the way that we can run these really easily is when we compose the models, it creates this run.bat batch file, so we can actually just click and drag over our IDF file on top of the run.bat, and the Energy Plus simulation just starts in a command window here. And it's a pretty small, simple model, so it runs fairly quickly, and it should run with no errors. And there we go. And we've got the results in HTML format here, and we can do the same thing for all these models, or if we want to run all of them at the same time, we can go back to the Modelkit folder. In the bin folder, there's another batch file called runall.bat, and if we double click that, that will just run all of the models that we created in the runs folder, and it just runs them in series. So it'll run the baseline, then the north axis, and then the Windows Better, and then the Windows Best. Okay, so that's the end of the first video. In the next video, we'll look into the root file and actually create one from scratch. And then later on, we'll look into case files and changing parameters and why these 4 models were generated when we composed all. So thanks for watching.